My name is Olidot or Ollie, and welcome to the first episode of my game development devlog. Yeah, devlog? I don't know. But here we are in Gamemaker Studio, standard edition, the first one, not two, because I'm poor. Just kidding, I just can't be bothered with buying the second one right now. But today I am starting work on the base game, I guess. It's going to be a D&D like turn-based strategy. Yeah. So as you can see here, I'm starting with absolutely nothing. I don't even have a working name yet. So we'll see how this goes. I'm following, just to get the base game down, I kind of know what I'm doing at this point, but I'm following a guide series. It is a 19-part series on YouTube by Sergeant Indie. It's a turn-based strategy guide. So yeah, we'll see how far we get. Today is Wednesday. What's the date? April 9th, 7:09 a.m. Let's see how long this takes to get, first little part going. Okay, it is now 7:44. I've completed the first tutorial, and I'm just now realizing that OBS may not actually record the game. Yeah, I'll be right back. Okay, here we are. So, everything seems to be working except for the fact that inside of all of these little boxes, all the tiles for the game, which will run a lot of stuff later on, there's supposed to be a number that shows how many directly adjacent boxes there are, and that number's not showing up. So I'm going to rewind the tutorial a little bit to see what I did wrong and how to fix it, and maybe look through the comments. Basically, I'm going to figure this out. Alright, so I just realized that, am I recording? Yeah, I am. So the hotkey for recording that I use on OBS is also I guess it runs the game. But I fixed it because I realized that it was working. Can you not? OBS, maybe? Oh, yeah, that's what that does. Anyway, it was working. It's just that the text by default is set to white. So I have to individually set it to black. But I know that everything I did worked, because as you can see inside, there are 4 adjacent to this dude. So he has the number 4. Kind of like a Minesweeper vibe. I wonder if I can make a Minesweeper clone. But anyway, up here, this one only has 2, because there are only 2 adjacent ones. Duolingo, could you not? And then everyone on the edge has 3, because there are 3. It's pretty self-explanatory. Anyway, I'm going to take a small break. Maybe eat some breakfast, and I will be back later. Alright, let me just make sure that worked. Alright, cool. Alright, so I've changed my hotkeys to my number pad on my keyboard so that we won't run into weird problems with that. I didn't mention earlier, but it was about 7:45. As you can see now, it's just about 9 o'clock. Took a little over an hour break. Had some eggs. But now we're going to get back into version 0-2, where I believe, what are we doing in this one? Mouse and cursor stuff. Yep, okay, cool. Okay, so I also just realized I never explained what I did in version 0-1. Basically, we set up this sprite to show what each tile looks like, and then we made an object that is a tile, we set up a DS list, which is a data structure list. Basically, this will, you get more in depth over here in the game object. Basically what it does is it's going to show, it's going to add to the number that is that list, depending on each of these. So if there is somebody to the left, it adds 1 to that list, which is right here. And then if there's 1 to the right, and 1 to the top, and 1 to the bottom. And the way to kind of test that is when the game draws each little cell, or node as they're called, it's going to show, it's going to draw text a little bit down and to the right of the top left corner, which is whatever that DS list. So if there's 4 neighbors, it'll show 4. Pretty self-explanatory. And then the obj game, get the game object, basically controls what it's going to do is it's going to set up how many of those nodes are set up in a room. So it's going to find the Windows width divided by this macro variable, which I have set to 32. I guess that doesn't work, but it's basically going to figure out how many 32 by 32 squares they can fit in the window. I'm not sure what happens if that isn't an even number, so whatever. But then it's going to, basically what this does is it goes through the room, and also this is another way I know that it worked. It will be white. Unless it didn't work, it would be this cyan color, but basically it's gonna go, and this is actually perfect, this is every 32 by 32 square. It's gonna go right here. If there isn't a node there, it's gonna put a node there. Then it's gonna go down, do the same thing all the way down until it hits the bottom, and then go all the way back up here, do the same thing until this entire room is filled up with squares. Alright, so now it looks like we're going to be adding the top left, the basically corners, so not directly touching, but like corner neighbors, which is going to help with pathfinding later, apparently. Yeah, and then yeah, we'll see what we get done. Oh, okay, well, that's a little bit of a flaw. Make sure I am recording. Yep, okay. So we added the corners. So now we start the game. It should show up, I think overlaid, right? Maybe? Okay, well, it likes to reset every time, so I'm just going to actually remove that from OBS. Boop. And we'll just go like this. Okay, so now we should see in the middle, everything should be, well, everything is surrounded by 8 other nodes. So this one right here is surrounded by 8, so it has the number 8. On the edges, it should have 5 surrounding it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, so it's a 5. And the corner should now be 3. 1, 2, 3. Cool, everything's looking good. Alright. Alright, so I'm always paranoid that I'm not recording. I am. Okay, let's see if this works. Well, actually, let's go through what I've done so far. So actually, what we have done is we've made a sprite for our cursor, which is just a simple, you know, arrow-looking thing, kinda. And then we have a sprite for a selected box that is going to go like that. I can't really zoom that. The best I could do is go like this. But that's really annoying, so, you know, that's as good as you're going to get. And we set up the game so that, first of all, we go into game here. Oh, actually, let's start with the node. It no longer has a draw event, so we're not going to see what we did before, where we have all the neighbors and things. It's just going to white boxes everywhere. Then, after it sets up all the neighbor stuff, it's going to put in our cursor object, which is this guy, who is going to do a few things. That just sets up some stuff. It's going to make sure that we're actually inside the game window, and then when it is over a node, it will make it appear. It'll draw this, the selected node, so long as it is not over a node. So when it is over a node, it's going to draw that over the node that it is over. Then it's going to draw the cursor on top of that, and then in the top left corner, assuming it is under a node again, it is going to show me what the coordinate of that node is. So like if we're over the one in the very top left, it should say 0, 0. And I have not run it yet, so let's see if this works. Okay. Also, we hid the cursor. So there you go, and it seems to be working. Cool. I need to change how, that's very flashy, the little selected node thing, and I think I want to make it a little bit thicker also. But, I may just have it turn white, but like, there you go, 0, 0 up here. And then also, the game could crash if we did this, except we made sure that it knows that our mouse is inside the game. Also, we kinda, that was, huh. That's cool. I mean, actually, that might be a problem later, but whatever. Okay, so I'm gonna take another break. It's been, what time is it? 9:55. Okay. Yeah, is Minecraft running? Oh, okay, I thought that was Minecraft. I was like, what the hell? But anyway, I'm gonna take another little break, and we will come back for the third video in this 19-part series. But that is gonna do it for version 0-2 now. Let's go ahead and save that. Boop, boop, boop. Alright, cool. Alright, I'm back. It is now 12:33. I took a bit of a longer break. Honestly, I got caught up playing Animal Crossing. But now we are apparently going to be adding some characters. So we'll see how that goes. Alright, I'm back, and as paranoid as ever that it's not going to record when I press the hotkey, even though it totally will. Alright, so now version, well, I haven't updated this name, but version 0.3. We have people now. Instead of actually going through the code, it's actually kind of complicated, so I'm just going to show you guys. Now, we have two little dudes. We got Sandy and Danny here. And we can move them around. One thing I don't really like is that left-clicking will deselect, and I would rather left-click to select than left-click to move, and right-clicking to deselect makes more sense to me. But right now you left-click and then boop, and then boop and boop, and they're different, and you can't move Danny onto Sandy, obviously. So it has to be an empty space. But really quick, I'm going to change that whole moving thing so that it's left-click, and that's going to be super simple, so I will be right back. Okay, I need to remember that will actually type while I have things open, but I'm a little scared to see if this works, so I'm not going to save yet, but I'm going to run it. It should work. Basically, I just have to move some code. Literally just move it. Yep, okay. 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 Paranoid again. Cool. Got it working. So now, you guys won't see a difference because you can't see my mouse, but left click, left click, left click, right click. The only thing is, it doesn't deselect after you place it, and he even mentioned that, but he also said he would fix it later. Alright, so it is now 1:20. I'm gonna take another break. And yeah, we'll be back later. Oh yeah, real quick, let's save this as version 03. Bam. Cool. Alright, I'm back. Still paranoid that I'm not recording. Alright, and it is 3:33. So we're gonna do whatever the fourth one is. Implementing terrain. Okay. It is now 4:11. I don't think that took too long. I don't remember when I started. It was a 30-minute video, so probably like 45 minutes. But we have implemented walls and terrain. The terrain doesn't do much now, but apparently we will get to that because we're going to be doing some pathfinding in the next version, which it's going to be a headache, but I want to do it today so that I don't forget everything by next week. So, but anyway, what we have here is, as you can see up here in the our little notes thing, or debug stuff, I don't know. You can see it identifies what kind of terrain. So these are just empty nodes. It is passable, and it cost will be how much time it takes to move through it. So rubble, it'll cost you 2 to move through that. And then walls, you just can't move through. Even if I tried, right here we have Danny, as you see, selected. Doesn't work. Deselects him also. Don't know how that happened, but yeah. And then eventually, if you pathfind through rubble, I'm guessing it'll just take longer, or it'll use up some of your movement speed or something like that. But yeah, as of right now, yeah. Also, we changed kind of how you add in characters. They were just automatically just thrown in the world, but now I have to place them. But that might sound like a bad thing, but it's helpful because before they were the same object but with different, like I used code to spawn in their names. Now they're 2 separate objects. I place them in the world, but I can give them their own stats without coding their spawn and making it super tedious. It's just, I traded off complicated coding for ease of implementation, I guess. So I'm gonna go watch the next 2 videos, actually. The next one is a 45-minute video just explaining how the pathing is gonna work. And then the one after that is pathing. So it is 4:14. I probably won't be back until like 6. Oh yeah, and as always, version 04. And I'm gonna skip 5. Well, okay, while I'm watching the other video, the one where he's just explaining stuff, I'm just gonna make minor tweaks to like sprites and shit. So that will be 05. Nothing actually different. But yeah, and I'm only doing that so that I know where I am, because obviously I'm not going to get through all 19 videos. It's already 4:15, and I'm probably going to stop after the pathfinding for the day. But I'm just naming the versions after where I am in this playlist so that I can pick it up later. Okay, once again, paranoid that it's not going to record. This took a long ass time. It is 6:06 p.m. What is that, 2 hours? I was pretty close, I think. But now You see, we can left click. Also, I changed the sprites. Siri, shut up. No. Change the sprites a bit. Cursor's blue now. I don't like the new selected thing. It's super flashy and not like in a good way. It's just like literally just like a pulsing light. But left click on Sandy. Boom. This is basically, it's set up like a Dungeons and Dragons. You have a free move action. That's everywhere in the blue here. But then you also have a dash where you can move. Use your actual action to move. And as you can see, you can't use white. If you try to go to white, it just won't work. But yeah. And this was a pain in the ass. We set up 3 scripts. This one's pretty easy. That just resets stuff. This one just makes it colorful, as you saw. And this is what moves everything. I'm not even going to try to explain it. I just know it works. And I'm going to be happy with that. And I think I'm done for the night. Yeah. That's going to be it for me. Thank you guys for watching. My name has been Alladot or Ollie. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you haven't already. I don't have an outro, and I probably never will.